what to pack, where to put it, and how to make everything fit. Packing. What a nightmare. Even more so if it's packing for a motorcycle road trip. After 5 months solo on the road, I feel like I found the almost perfect packing setup for me. Of course, we're all different, but I think I found quite a lot of cool gear, tips and tricks, and nice stuff I really want to share with you today. But instead of showing you how I pack, let's do something better. Let me show you how I unpack and how I set up my camp. Because at the end of the day, the way we pack is actually to better unpack when we arrive to a new location, right? So let's dive in, let's set up the camp. So this is how I look when I first reach a new wild camping spot. First thing I do, I always have it at hand. Use my little pad. I'm a bit paranoiac. I always put it on the floor, even when it's good and flat. A part of taking off my gloves, my helmet. And this ugly thing. And breathe. The first thing I always do is take off my boots. Best moment of the day. And this video is not about gear, but let's give you just a quick tour. I use this 4-season jacket from T.ur. Now that it's really cold, I have this extra layer that comes in really handy. It's super warm. It's from Fuel Motorcycle. And then I have my body armor from Botex. It has back, elbow, shoulder and chest protector, so that's really nice. So why am I riding with a jacket and a body armor? It's because I've been on the road for 5 months and I went from anywhere between 5 degrees to 30 degrees. So when it's 30 degrees, I wear only this Botex that is extra breathable with just a top. And when it gets cold, I put all the other layers on. For trousers, I use these guys that are incredibly comfortable from MoskoMoto. It's one of the only trousers I found that fit me. Female gear is horrible. And same story, these trousers don't have protection, but I have underneath the leggings from Botex with the protectors. Why I decided to ride with this, for the same reason, when it's hot I can actually ride with just the leggings and it's so fresh, and when it gets cold I can add layers. At the moment it's so cold that I even have an extra layer. This leggings that are thermal leggings, and as you could see I have this very nice and sexy yellow socks. They're handmade, a friend of mine made them. Oh my god, this is the best to ride in winter. Woolen socks, highly recommended. Another one I recommend is waterproof socks. But enough for the gear, let's go to the packing. So here in my tank bag I always have at hand or a cap or a beanie if it's cold, and then here on the side, also at hand, always outside, I have the flip-flops. I often walk barefoot because I really love it, but it's nice to have the flip-flops just in case. Before I unpack, let me give you just a quick tour. I have one little bag here, waterproof, a tank bag. Then I have on each side one main bag with 2 smaller ones, 2 on top with 1 extra, and on the other side a fuel jerry can. After getting comfortable, the first thing I want to have access to is my tent, which I have here. Easy accessible, but this is not just my tent. This is my entire sleeping setup. In here I have my tent, my sleeping bag, my mattress, and because there was still space I also have my rain gear in here. Why? Because then if I'm on the road and it's raining, it's super easy to just open this and then access the rain gear very quickly. This bag is waterproof, but it's one of those thin ones. I wouldn't trust it too much, but everything inside is also protected by an extra bag. So here we have my trouser, rain gear, and further in the jacket. And then here we have the tent setup. Let's go build it. So as I said, here I have my sleeping bag that I'm putting in an extra waterproof bag, and it comes in a compression bag just as any other sleeping bag. And then we have the tent that comes in a compression bag. It makes it so much smaller, and when I fold the tent I roll it around my mattress, so the mattress is also here inside. Let's open it. So this is my tent and here is the mattress. So here we are in real life with all the mess that traveling on a motorbike generates. But I also have my little method to keep track on all this. Let's build a tent. I completely forgot to show you where I keep the poles. I keep my poles here in the pole bag. Before I had my tripod here. So this is a new setup. Let's see how it goes. So my tent is from Hillenberg and I absolutely love it because it has 2 doors. It's so spacious. It really feels like having a little home. I mean, look how spacious this is. I have a lot of space above my head, and then when it's open it really feels super wide because you really have open space on both sides. It's a 2 people tent. I wouldn't go for less because this really gives you a bit of space feeling, not feeling trapped, and also all the gear fits in the tent, so that's really perfect. And then the other thing is you can close only the external part, and then you still have here all this space to put your bags or your gear if it's raining without invading the internal space. It's 100% waterproof. It's super breathable. You also have here little openings. If it's raining, it doesn't rain in, but it is open. So it actually lets the old air go out and brings fresh one in. And then last but not least, you might have seen it on the video, we are full of mosquitoes. Oh no, there is a bee. You can also close the door and open just this one. So you have light air, you see what's going on outside, but the mosquitoes cannot come in. And now let's go to the rest of the camping setup. Once we're here, I have a very clear little routine. I always put my boots in here at the end so it doesn't bother me. They are safe from the rain. And then I put in all tent gear, like all the empty bags, so I know exactly where to find them tomorrow. If something is wet, I can hang it in here so it dries. Then follows, of course, the sleeping bag and the mattress. This one is really cool. It's from Sea to Summit and it has a little integrated bag that helps you inflate it super quickly. You just have to fill this little one with a little bit of air and then push it in. And when it's windy, it's even easier. Then, where do I keep all my gear? I'm gonna use it as pillow. Fold the trousers and put them underneath. And then I just put all my gear here and it's gonna create a little lifted spot for my head with, if I'm not using it to sleep, this one as main pillow because it's the softest one. And it is actually super comfy. So now that the home and the bed is ready, our shelter is safe, let's build the kitchen. So just for question of practicality, I usually take off this bag. That is the most important one first, but I'm going to show you after what it is about. Here on the left side is where I keep all the camping related gear. So everything that is for cooking and sleeping, etc. One of my best and latest finding is this guy. I absolutely love it. It's super warm. It's to sit on it when the floor is wet and it's made of wool. Nothing sticks on it. Even if you go in the middle of the bush where there are a lot of this little forest thing, you just shake it out, nothing sticks to it and it's super warm. So I use it or to sit on it if I'm outside, or if it's getting cold and I'm cooking more from inside, I put my feet on it and I just cook around here. It's one of my best findings. I love it. And then we go with all the usual things. Here I just have chain lube, cooking stuff with the gas and all those things. This is also where I keep all my heating system that I'm going to show you in a minute. Heating pads of different sorts, so I have them at hand when I'm camping if it gets cold. And it is also where I keep my hiking boots. And to not lose any space in the shoes, I keep towels and other little tools. Okay, full camping mode on. I always carry with me one big gas, that is the one I'm using to cook, and I have a mini one with me that I have as a backup, just in case this one gets empty in a moment where I'm far away from any shop or anything. This is my backup one when I never use it. I have this, oh, the mosquito thing. Maybe I should use it here. In Scandinavia, there are so many mosquitoes that this is just a thing. Everybody sells them everywhere. I have this gas cooker from Decathlon. It's quite a basic one, and it comes with the scrolling system that is the most common that you can find everywhere. So I recommend that one, the scrolling system, because it's the one you're gonna get new gas the easiest everywhere around Europe, at least. Here, my cooking gear that is very, very small and practical. I have a little sponge that is getting old. I have one little cup to make tea or something. Then I have this one that I can unfold and I can put on the fire. So it's the one I use to boil water or cook pasta or anything. Then I have a little plate, but to be honest, I don't use that often, but I use it to cover this when I boil water because I lost the actual tap. And then I have this guy that is also getting old, a little frying pan. I use that one way often. I think I just like more that type of food. And then a part of the sponge, I now also carry with me these two little things. That's very specific probably to Scandinavia. Of course, they are super useful when you're camping, but they are also super useful when you rent out a hut. Because often the huts come with a little kitchenette or some little cooking situation, but without anything to clean and dry. So this comes in really handy. And if it's raining or you're in a really bad situation, it's always handy to have this kind of things at hand. One day I had a puddle in my tent because it was raining and I went in like running, and I think I brought in all the water, so it was really handy to dry everything. And then comes one of the cutest part of my kitchen, the actual cutlery. They are new. I'm super happy about this finding. I have just normal fork, spoon and knife. I actually got from a plane. And I have this new little set that I'm really proud of. The wooden little set that I guess it's supposed to be just to eat like a normal person, but they're a bit big, so it feels more like they would be for cooking. Like this is supposed to be the soup spoon. I mean, it's a big one. It feels more like it would be done to actually cook. And this to turn the meat in the pan or stuff like that. And they're super light. They're super, super cool. I'm really happy about them. I had before these two that I bought at IKEA, and I actually cut them to make them shorter and smaller and take with me. And now that we are in this bag, let me show you the rest. I have here a random little knitting kit from a hotel I went to some time ago. So I just have it with me in case I need to sew something. I have this one that is to make sparks and fire. So many mosquitoes. And it also has this to open any beer you might want to drink. And then I have two fires, even if I didn't show you, but this one actually turns on with a spark. So you don't need a fire, but it's a good thing to have. And last one, I don't use very often, but I think it's so practical the way it's packed. It's to open the wine. I love this design. It's just amazing. And if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and to give me a thumbs up. It actually really means a lot to me. And talking about fire, let me show you the other fire and tool I have with me. Here in this rear bag is where I keep all my small tools. I have here a mini chain loop, a small tool that I can actually fold and it really doesn't take much space, the wire, a Swiss knife that is actually Chinese. I really need to get my Swiss one again. And this little tool that is the one I use the most on my motorbike because the Himi is entirely made of it. As you could see here, there is a little hole. What is this for? This bag can contain a water bladder, and then you can actually access it from here and use the water to cook, to wash your hands or brush your teeth or whatever. It's a water bladder that is 2 liters. I don't love the way you have to fill it. The fact you fill it and empty it from the same hole makes it a bit weird and also more complicated to dry when you're not traveling. I would like to have a second hole here at the top to fill it. It would be much better, but it's what it is. This one that is super small and comes in super handy, and an extra fire that is now a bit wet but still working. It's super long, so it comes in super handy to actually make a fire, like a campfire with wood, because you don't burn yourself while you're turning on the fire. So here on the right we had all my camping stuff and the cooking gear, but there's still something missing: the food. Most of my food is here. That's where I keep the survival food I'm taking with me, or the dry food. At the moment I have fruit, little sausages, and I have several of those dry food meals. They are super tasty. The other place where I keep a lot of food is this one, but it's mostly snacks. I had a different one before. It was bigger, so that was nice. It would go down here, but it was not waterproof. So this one at least is waterproof, but it's a bit smaller. Here I keep oil to cook that I put in this little soft tube thingies that I found for shampoo actually. The soap, the salt in this little system, I love it because it's getting flat when it's empty. Dry garlic, the most important to make all your food taste good. Apart of that, here I keep what I want to have at hand when I'm riding, so small snacks. So I have a few sweets. I have all sort of sausages. This is really amazing. In every country there is some sort of dry sausage. Everyone has a different name for it and it tastes different, but everywhere I can find those sausages that you can store out of the fridge. So it comes in super handy. There is one last very important thing. And it is so important to me that I keep it in a special pocket just for it. This pocket, but on the other side. Here we have my thermos, where I always do a tea in the morning, so I have a hot drink during the day. And on the other side, the most important one, my portable coffee machine. I couldn't travel without this. It's so practical. It's USB chargeable. You put the water on top, it boils the water, or you can put hot water and then it just goes faster and uses less battery. And then you put the coffee here inside and it makes an espresso for you. This is the most important gear of my entire setup. And this is why it also has a very special place in my house. Every night I prepare it, I put fresh coffee in it and water, and I just leave it here at hand, ready for me in the morning to just press the button and get a warm coffee in bed. How perfect is that? And now, talking about sleeping, let me tell you about the heating pads, because this has been a long journey of testing. Heating pads. I bought those ones, this exact brand, and I stupidly assumed they were all the same. But these ones ended up being the best. You open them and at first they really don't heat much. The first time I used them, I thought it was really bad. Tiny little bit warm. I fall asleep, but then I woke up in the middle of the night sweating. This thing was so hot, incredible. And it's written on it 12 hours. Well, guess what? It's actually true. So what I do is, as soon as I arrive somewhere, I check the temperature at night, and if I feel like it's going to be a bit cold, I open it straight away before cooking, before eating, before anything else, and I put it in my sleeping bag, like in the feet. And it's slowly gonna warm up while I'm cooking and getting ready. And when time comes to sleep, it will actually be really warm and cozy. And it will keep you warm the entire night. Before going to sleep, I of course always take my helmet in. Just put it with me in the tent. Then I also take my phone off my Peak Design holder. I take my camera out. I always have the camera with me. And here I have a little extra waterproof bag for the camera. I always have the camera with me in the tank bag, because then even if I'm sitting on the bike riding and I just stop with my gloves on, my helmet on, I can just open the tank bag, get my camera and take a picture of whatever is happening in front of me. That's amazing. I wouldn't change that for anything. But of course, if I go to sleep, I take the camera with me in the tent. I leave in the tank bag instead my gloves and my warm things, and this just stays here overnight. The gear bag, the heaviest and most annoying bag. My tail bag is 100% dedicated to content and work. This means that if you're not planning on working while on the road, this entire bag could be extra space for you to take more stuff with you. For me, it's filled with just tech gear and more tech gear. Let me show you. So what I usually do in the tent is that I put the bed on one side, and then I have all this side to sit, to work, to put my stuff. Here inside, I'm not going to do a full tour because this video is not about my gear, but basically I have different waterproof bags with different things like my drone, my cables, the different cameras and all these things. I also have a bag with some more food. Usually it's food that I just bought in the supermarket I'm planning to eat right now. Then I have my hoodie, my flea hoodie that comes with me everywhere, that I wear every day, or better said every night, because it's super comfy, and to be honest I sleep with it really almost every night because it gets quite fresh at night here. Then I have two more things that I really want to show you. I have this guy that is my power bank from OmniCharge, and it comes with this from OmniCharge 2 solar panel. Right now it's cloudy, so I'm not going to use it, but you can connect this solar panel directly to the power bank, and it actually charges faster than I expected. This is one of the most amazing things I took with me to feel the most auto-sufficient possible and be able to wild camp several days in a row without having to rely on staying in hotels or fuel stations, etc, etc. Then my tripod that I am seriously considering to put back on a better spot on my bike. I'm thinking about putting somehow a second external bag next to the pole bag, so I have this at hand, because when I'm on the road and want to take photos, this is something I really want to have at hand, very accessible. And then just my laptop and some more gear, like this guy that I haven't used in 4 months or even 5, because we had midnight sun. It was really nice. And by the way, one thing I forgot to show you here in the tent, I always have with me directly in the tent 3 things. One comes hooked here and I lost it. It's a little USB rechargeable lamp. I leave it in the tent even when I fold the tent, so I know it's here no matter what. And then here I have always in this bag 3 things: toothbrush, heating pad and eye mask. Why? Just in case I am in a random remote situation, it's stormy, rainy, I arrive super late, whatever, I don't want to open the bags because it's raining or something. I have the minimum survival kit here with me in the tent, and I actually can just jump in and sleep and survive with this. So this also always stays in the tent even when I fold it. So it comes in the tent in the compression bag. It just stays here forever. And in this side bag is where I have all the normal things, such as my towel that I always put last because it's usually what I want to have first with me in the night or in the morning. My toiletry bag that has some cool thing I'm going to show you in a second. And here I have this guy to inflate my tires if needed. One thing I regret I didn't take is my battery booster, because it's quite bulky and I have a brand new battery, so I really didn't think I would need it, but I actually did need it. Not because of the battery, but because my rectifier broke and the rectifier didn't charge the battery. And I got fucked. So yeah, I should have taken that. And then this is the only place that remains for my personal stuff. I have extra gloves, more like summerish glove, a hat for the sunny days, a trouser that is like a trekking, hiking trouser, but also works just to go to the city, like a really multifunctional, simple trouser. One short. Then I only have with me 3 t-shirts. I live with 3 t-shirts with like 7 underwear, 2 bras, and what else is in there? Oh yeah, 2 tops, crop tops. One I'm wearing, one is this one. That's it. The only thing left in here is this. And I'm going to explain now what it is. this is my only luxury. I really doubted if taking it, but I did. Good thing is the battery lasts at least 7 days, so I don't really have to worry. And if I really don't have battery anymore, I can just do it manually, right? I'm not going to show you everything because I think we all kind of have the same thing in our toiletry. But I have a few cool items I really want to show you. The first one is this stone that is called alum stone. It is a deodorant, and this deodorant lasts a year or two. It's super natural and it's hard, so it cannot leak in your bag. I could not live without this thing. Second of the same style is this. A reusable ear cleaner. I don't know how you call that in English. It seems stupid, but having a bunch of those with you and throw them away all the time is super unpractical. Plus they usually end up breaking, getting wet or anything. So this, oh my God, life changer. It's not the most comfortable one to put in your ear at first. You need to get used to it, but to be honest, it's worth it. It's a bit like this towel that we all have. I think nobody likes them. It doesn't really feel like it's drying. It's weird, but it really, really doesn't take any space in your bag. So we end up all using them. One other thing is this very small Gillette. It's literally the size of like a finger or something. Is so practical. But please stop making it pink. I don't like pink. And last but not least, this soap that comes in little paper. It's like a little paper that when you make it wet becomes soap. It makes foam in your hands and it dissolves, and it's quite ecological to wash yourself when you are in the woods while camping. Is really, really, really amazing. Talking about soap, I do not travel with any liquids. So I have a body soap that is hard, kind of normal so far. It comes in a little bag that is made for soap. It's supposed to help making more foam. I don't love it. I had a thin one before that was way more comfortable because this one, once wet, kind of never dries. So I don't recommend this bag. Just get a normal thin bag that you can hang and it dries super easily, like a very thin fabric or something, but not this one. Then I have the exact same thing for my shampoo. It's a hard shampoo. You can find them everywhere online. Imagine, this is the size of my shampoo. No bottle, no risk of liquid everywhere in your bags. It's amazing. And a few days ago, my friend came to visit me and she actually found a conditioner that is also a hard bar. This I never found before. They were just all not really working. This one really works. So here it is. So imagine I have my body soap, my shampoo and my conditioner fitting in a small plastic bag like this. Such a game changer for camping. The only one I couldn't find yet is the actual toothpaste. I still have a liquid one, but I know there is some sort of pill. You take one pill and it dissolves in your mouth and then you brush your teeth. I really want to find that brand and test it out. I'll let you know if I find it. We are almost done with the entire setup. I showed you all my bags and everything I carry with me. There is one last little tool that you're gonna love. It's a really cool one. Once dinner is over and I'm tired, but not that tired yet, the couch moment comes. And for that, I have this little accessory. I actually found it at IKEA. You can open it like this and it is a phone holder. So I can put my phone here and then just put it on the floor or on something and watch a movie. How cool is that? So this is it for today. This is my wall packing strategy. I hope some of the things I showed you today were useful, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I read and answer them all. And for now, I'm gonna let you go because I have a movie waiting for me. See you in the next one.